Process versus SOP. People use these terms interchangeably, but if you want to create order in a growing business, you need to understand the distinction. Here is the simple breakdown. A process is what happens between a trigger and the end result. It's the high-level flow of events that get you from point A to point B. An SOP, a standard operating procedure, is the detailed step-by-step description of how to execute each part of that process. Let me give you a quick real-world example of what I mean. I want to delegate creating social media posts in my company. What I want, my end result, my goal is for them to be created as I would create them, but for me not to be involved at all. So I started by creating the process map. From the trigger, a new YouTube video being uploaded, all the way to the end result of a post getting published. And I started to think, what do I do throughout this whole process and how can I delegate this? So first, we draft the copy, we prepare the media, we have a second pair of eyes looking over for possible mistakes. Since this is not me doing it, it's going to get sent over for approval, either from myself or somebody else on my team. And then the post is going to get scheduled if it gets approved. Otherwise, the whole thing repeats again. And then the post gets published. As you can see, this is the general outline of what needs to get done as part of this process. So if I want to give more detail, I will create an SOP or a procedure. So for this part here, the post scheduling, I will create an SOP that shows step by step what happens in this process, how we actually do things. So the goal is for me not to get asked a single question. I will fill this out with my credentials. I will fill this out with details of how I want this to be done so that the combination of what needs to get done from the process and how it needs to get done from the SOP will answer any possible question. So there you go. A simple example that shows you the difference between a process and a procedure. Simply put, a process tells you what to do, a procedure shows you how to do it. In future videos, we'll be exploring how we can introduce automation into our processes, so stick around for that.